will you grab a chair from the back? Just need a chair.
Slide it all down a little bit.
What? Get them in. They can find their names.
Get started? Okay. I'd like to thank the media for attending our post-fight press conference tonight. One of the people I'd like to thank before we get started is a good friend, and he's our local promoter here, Jesse Finney, with Shamrock Promotions, who really has built a great, he's not here right now, I think he's still outside, but he's built a great bed of, is he here? But anyway, he's built a great hotbed for mixed martial arts fighters, and he's helped us promote this fight, helped us promote all the fights, even back, when we were in Strikeforce. So, Jesse, I'd like to thank him for helping us. Tonight, really, I mean, it was a long night, but I felt like the fights delivered. And when I think of the term dynamite, I think that this event was dynamite. I think the production looked great, the fights were great. We had some great knockouts. We had some technical fights. We had it all. So, I think that I'm very happy about the way this event turned out. And I'll pass it on to John Slusser, VP of Sports and Specials.
Yeah, I just wanted really quick. Just want to thank Scott Coker for putting on an unbelievable show. Dynamite 2 is even better than the first one. Unbelievable production. You saw some of the production value from Scott Fishman and the team, and it was great both in this venue and on air. So we had some amazing fights. Rampage returned. We had an amazing knockout, but it took a team effort, and I want to thank everybody for showing up and supporting, because we had an amazing night, but we got more planned in the future. So thank you, and more to come.
Yes, more to come. This time let's just open it up for questions.
Question for Matt Mitrione right here. All right, man, this is the first one for Bellator, and not only did you go in there and have the comeback, but then you go and commentate the kickboxing thing. So you've done all that one night, man. Like, how would you assess this night for yourself?
It was excuse me. It was a learning experience. Second time I've ever been dropped. I mean, that was I'm glad that I got to show my medal and get in there, scramble a little bit, get on top, throw a bomb and land it. So I mean, it was great, man. It was cool. It was by the way, everybody, I passed all my medicals, all my concussion protocols. I'm good. I'm healthy. I'm ready to scrap. 3 weeks. I have nothing. I have no more anything I have to do. I don't believe. I think I passed everything and appeased everybody.
And just on that same note, Scott, obviously you guys knew if Matt got through this fight that he would have the fight in London in 3 weeks. What goes through your mind on something like that? Because obviously he did get dropped early on. Are you thinking like maybe we shouldn't announce, or what goes through your mind in that process?
Yeah, I think that maybe we jumped the gun a little bit, and but we went and talked to Matt and said, hey, are you okay? And he felt that he was fine. But along with other fighters that fight on these cards, we're going to take him through the proper medical tests. And I think that the commission will be getting involved, and we'll see what their position is on this. And then make a determination of what happens from here.
And just real quick for Michael, you had words. It looked like at the very end you're on the fence. It looked like you had some words with Patricio. Like what went down in that? What was the exchange there?
It was interesting. I commend him. I take my hat off to him for getting emotional for his brother. If my brother had just gotten knocked out, I don't think I would have done the same thing because I thought what he did was pretty disrespectful. But you got to stick up for your brother, And he just came up in his Brazilian accent, said, "I want to fight you." I said, "You want to fight me?" And then I said something I probably shouldn't have said and made a gesture I probably shouldn't have. But at the end of the day, you just get done knocking somebody out. You got adrenaline coursing through your veins. Things happen. But that fight won't happen. There's no benefit to it. I'm not interested in that fight.
Okay. You don't want to share what you said, though.
I said, I will kill you. So it was very not like me, but I was pumped up, and things happen. So things happen when you knock people out and jump up on the cage.
And just one quick one for Alima. Obviously, this was your toughest test to date, and she was pretty resilient in there. What are you thinking? I mean, it seemed like you had her for a while there, and she just kept going, proving her mettle. But what was going through your mind through that?
Yeah, my forearms are dead right now. I can't even lift them up. But I could feel her kind of, going off the energy of the crowd. They kept cheering her on, and so I was kind of getting a little disheartened. But as soon as she stood up and I was able to sink it in, I knew she was going to tap. So that was a really big relief because I knew that I basically had to choke her. I didn't see her tapping to anything else. So that was awesome.
For Michael, I talked to you earlier in the week, and you said, I plan on getting a dominant win. I plan on hoisting this belt up for the St. Louis crowd. I mean, is this how you visualized the end would go in your head?
Yeah. Well, you never know how fights are going to go. I mean, you can't really think of a better situation than going out there and getting a first-round knockout. But I moved all the way across the country for this training camp, away from the comfort of my own home, away from my wife, and she's been so amazing and supportive through it all. And I really, really polished up every single aspect of my game. You and I both know how great Neil Melanson's ground game is, and he was the reason I moved to Black Zillions for this training camp. And it just so happens that I got my favorite coach in the entire world in Neil, and then I end up getting a phenomenal striking coach in Henry, and him and I have grown together as friends and as a coach and fighter, and then in a great group of guys to train with. So it was a phenomenal training camp. I would have loved to have been able to show my improved ground game, but that didn't happen. And whenever you can get in and get out and not get hit, as I've done way too many times, in this sport, I'm very, very thankful to get out.
When I spoke to Henry yesterday before the weigh-ins, he said, Michael, wait till you see Chandler's hands, how much they've improved. Obviously, we see the knockout. Is it safe to say there's still some untapped potential to you still continuing to elevate your striking game?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to sound cocky, but I feel like I am just scratching the surface. I think Henry Hoof's striking game, his striking tactics and his system is perfect for me. And since the day that I got there, the day that I got there and I watched Robin Van Roosmalen, world champion kickboxer, and another guy drill, I said, I want that. And tonight was that coming to fruition. And my hands have gotten faster. I'm continuing to get more power in my hands. And just the comfort level. I was actually in that fight calm, collective, and just cool as a cucumber, and let the fight play out, let the knockout happen, and it came in dramatic fashion.
Describe the feeling, you sitting on top of the cage, taking in the Scott Trade Center crowd, everyone pumped for you. Just walk me through it.
It was great. It's so amazing. I think I was a little excessive, but there was a ton of people there, and I have such an amazing support system. Since I have people who have been following me since high school wrestling for no reason. I don't really understand, besides me just trying to work hard and do my best. And people have followed me since high school wrestling, and then at Mizzou, and then now in my mixed martial arts career. And I just have such a great, amazing support system. And I would be a liar if I sat here and said that if it wasn't because of all of their support and all of that, and my family who worked 2 jobs to make sure I went to every single wrestling camp and got to where I needed to be. And the amazing support system that I have now, and the group of guys that take up, handle all my crap throughout this whole fight week when I'm cutting weight and stuff. It's such a group effort, and it's so amazing. And tonight was the climax of all that, just being able to hoist that belt up in the air for the St. Louis crowd.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And for Scott, in regards to Matt and the fight being so close for London, say Missouri were to have a normal medical suspension, say they were to pass like 30 days or something like that, would you honor that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's and we'll talk to the commission later today when they're done, and we'll go from there.
Thank you.
The first question's from Matt. First, it takes somebody special to pull off Pink, and you're doing well.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. This is a big fight for you. There's a lot of eyes. You know, at the moment you coming over, new home in Bellator, your first fight. What was that pressure like? You know, going into this, and are you glad that's over?
Absolutely, I am 100% glad it's over. I have always said I don't get nervous, don't feel pressure for fights. I think maybe because of the stage I've always been on in my life. But this, I was actually nervous for this fight. I had anxiety. I was nervous. I was even telling my ex-wife, I was like, I feel anxious. Like, it's a really odd feeling. And I don't know if it's pressure, expectations, new promotion, the unknown quantities of everything that goes on. But I had nerves in this one for sure. And maybe that's why I left myself open, man. That's why I just, ate one right down the pipe. But whatever it is, I'm glad it ended up the way it is. And I'm glad I haven't completely tapped out my adrenal glands. Maybe they still work a little bit.
And this is for Hisaki. You had another great finish. That's 2 versus Joe. Do you think is that just the style that his style with your style that creates these crazy finishes, or is just your overall will to win?
I think I was well prepared. We saw his last fights, and he's been knocked out the same way maybe 1 or 2 years before. I knew it could happen because I'm southpaw. So if I get the inside, I could try this one and maybe knock him down. It's one of the movements I've been repeating during the trainings. So and it just came to me when I wasn't at the good position. So.
And then for Michael, this is you got the belt back, and is it sweeter the second time around? I know you have higher goals. You said that this week you said that you even forgot that you were fighting for a belt in the training and preparation. Now that it's in front of you, how's it feel?
I think this one actually is sweeter. I think losing it the first time, and then not just losing it, but going through the downs that I had, going through the streak that I had was tough, and I don't think a lot of people would have, been able to, do what I've done and bounce back like I have, and it's just a testament to hard work and just having a great support system around me. So I think this one is sweeter. It's not going to be quite completely sweet until I defend it a couple times. There's some big fights on my horizon. I'm excited about that. So now that I am the champion, I'm excited to defend this belt against whoever steps up.
And a question for Quentin, right here.
Oh, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Rampage? So it was a strange fight, close fight. Going into the third, was your corner telling you that you had to get this done, or did you feel like something else was going on in there?
Man, I was just thinking, man, I had to figure out a way to take this guy out, man. He was doing a good job of, keeping the fight in his favor. I knew that fight was going to be a tough fight for me and a tough chess match because he's a southpaw and he's a judo gold medalist. I never fought a judo gold medalist before, so. And I hate fighting southpaws. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it real. I hate fighting southpaws. So I knew it was gonna be a big test for me.
Got a question here for Kevin Ross. Kevin, coming into the fight, how much did you know about your opponent, Justin? And what is it about you recently that has allowed you to come into the ring and have a more cool and calm and collective fight where you're more precise and technical with your striking and everything involved?
I didn't know a lot about Justin. I'd seen him fight my training partner, Diego, last year. So I got to kind of see some of the wild stuff he does, But he had a fight recently where he looked a lot more relaxed. So I knew he might come out crazy and he might come out composed. So I was kind of ready for everything. I didn't want to rush in, knowing he was kind of sporadic and all over the place. So it took me a little while to get my rhythm, get my timing, and I'm still getting used to the 3 rounds and everything, where normally it's 5. So just getting a lot more comfortable in there, and I felt really great in there this time. So I'm looking each time to be better than the time before. What was the second part?
The second part was just, you got a nice and cool, calm, collective flow going on inside of the ring. So I'm wondering if there's anything at all that you can attribute to that right now.
Oh, my coach over there. He's so great. Just trying to dial in all the things I do well, been through so many ups and downs over the years. I mean, I'm going on 14 years of fighting, and just really fine-tuning everything I do well and trying to stay away from the things that have got me into trouble in the past. And I don't know, I feel kind of reborn, like I'm starting over again and feel refreshed, which is great.
I got a question for Alima. You said that at the end of the fight that you were dedicating this fight to your coach who's in the hospital right now. What kind of emotions are going through your head, and what are you thinking about in regards to returning back to him with this victory and being able to show him what you did?
Oh, I wish you guys saw me in the locker room. I FaceTimed him right after, and he had his hand up to his mouth, and I thought he was kind of joking, but then I just saw the tears coming down, and then so I started breaking out in tears, and we were both just crying in the back. So I'm sorry, I apologize to anyone in the blue corner that was back there, because I'm just FaceTiming my coach crying. So yeah, it was great. I just, that's the first time. I don't really consider myself an emotional fighter to begin with, and that was the first time that after I finished, I yelled, which never happens, and I screamed, and it was cool.
And then last question for Raymond Daniels. At the end of the fight, it was kind of a strange ending. You were able to land a shot to the liver, but it seemed like the music just kind of came on right after that. Did you know the fight ended, or were you, because you did throw one more little flying routine to him, so did you know that the fight had ended, or were you still ready to continue going?
Well, I was ready to continue going. You always got to be ready to keep going. But I think the ref made a good stoppage. He turned and wasn't able to intelligently protect himself. But the ref didn't step in immediately, so that's why I was going to throw another technique, because obviously that meant the fight to keep going. But as I saw the ref coming in, I almost took the ref out. I was pretty close. I think that would have been a bad highlight reel for me. But yeah, no, I finished it.
Scott, if I could ask you real quick, this is 2 times now into the whole combo Dynamite MMA kickboxing thing. How did this one go compared to the first one last fall?
I think that the fights really delivered here a little bit better than the first one we did. I was proud of the first one. It was our homecoming back in San Jose since I took over the company. But I think the fights here, when you think about these fighters, they're not, to me, they're martial artists. That's how I look at it. We had some of the greatest martial artists, some of the greatest fighters, in the history of our sport fighting tonight. And I think it delivered. I think it was a great show. And I think the fans got a little bit of everything. And that's why we call it Dynamite. I think it really was a Dynamite show.
From a production standpoint, did you feel like this one was smoother than the first one because of things that you picked up in the first one that you guys were able to learn from?
Absolutely. I think that the first one we had a little bit of a timing issue. We had too many fights, and we tried to over deliver. And
23 tonight was not too many.
No, but
that was my next question.
No, but the TV time is from it was from 7 to 10 here, and we ended right at 10 o'clock, and then we went right into the kickboxing show, which we thought would be an hour, and it ended right at 11 o'clock. So it flowed, exactly like it was supposed to. In San Jose, if there wasn't a couple of stoppages, we would have been really, hours late. But I just sat back and watched the show, and to have some of the, your friends and family, and have Lennox Lewis in the house and Henderson, and it was just a great night. And to me, it's something that I'm really proud of, and I'll put this in my pocket as a great memory.
As you look forward, do you have any idea of how many you would plan to do like this?
Yeah, right now Dynamite is a show once a year, the way we're doing it, because they're going back and forth, and I really think there is a place for kickboxing in martial arts combat, and Spike TV loves it, I love it, and so it's going to be part of our future moving forward. And right now we're producing 4 kickboxing shows a year, which hopefully next year we'll go to 6, and then 8, and then 10. But it's something that's going to be in our programming.
If I could ask each of the kickboxers up on the dais right now, it's obviously a unique event that you guys get to be a part of tonight, having MMA and kickboxing at the same time. How do you guys feel as kind of fans of combat sports of how this thing played out after being a part of it tonight? We start down with Carrie at the end.
I'm definitely happy that to be part of the show. I think kickboxing is an awesome sport, and to be able to showcase my skills and bring up the kickboxing to the mainstream, I'm proud of it, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
Oh, sorry. Everything was great. It was a lot of fun. All of us fighting on the same card together. I think we all had a great rapport with each other, great energy, and we all brought out the best in each other. So I hope our sport helps their sport, and their sport helps our sport, and we can all grow this together.
Sorry.
Yeah, sure. If you could just talk a little bit about being a part of this combo event and what it was like for you, as a fan of combat sports.
Yeah, it was a first for me, kickboxing. So I'm happy I accepted this challenge. I was really nervous, but at the end, it was a great show, and all the kickboxing fights were really great with big knockouts. So yeah, it was really fun to watch too.
It's awesome to be a part of it. Bellator is doing a great job, especially with these Dynamite events. I think it gives the fans the opportunity to really see the full aspect and full beauty of martial arts and what it has to offer, because when you do the MMA, you have to worry about takedowns, so you're not able to display your entire skill set, but it allows them to see the full aspect of the stand-up side of it. So it's awesome to be a part of it, and looking forward to continue growing with MMA and the kickboxing.
If I could just go to Matt real quick.
Yeah.
What's up? Assuming everything goes forward with this fight for you in London, now what kind of challenges does that present for you, needing to turn around really quickly and do it in another country?
Only thing it does is takes time away from my daughter. My daughter has some serious health stuff going on right now. She's going to have surgery on Wednesday, a consult on Monday here in St. Louis, and I have to kind of unfortunately pawn that off on my ex-wife to take care of her while I can stay in shape and get ready, and then travel, do whatever else I have to do. So I think that's the only thing. But I mean, I'm always down. I'm entirely too down. And as long as the doctors say I'm good and I feel like I'm good, then I get paid to dance. So let's dance.
Question for Cato. Cato, when you accepted this rematch with Joe Schilling, I mean, it seemed like you were more than confident that you'd be able to finish him once again. Stepping inside of the cage, with the way that he started off at the beginning of the fight, did you feel that maybe he had kind of gassed out a little bit going into the next round? Were you able to take advantage after that?
Yes, I knew he's going to be really aggressive from the beginning, maybe emotional, trying to finish me quickly. And so I thought I have to wait for him to be tired and maybe catch up in the second or the third. So I didn't really try to counter him in the first. He made a mistake. He tried to finish me, I think, in the debut of the second. But his blows are not really powerful. So I was thinking, just take it, just wait. Your time will come. And at the end, yes, it came. So everything went good.
And then a question for Rampage. Rampage, seems like you enjoy yourself here when you come to the city of St. Louis. What's a couple of things about St. Louis that really gets you motivated to step inside of the cage and put in some work for the fans here?
Oh, I like St. Louis, man. Everybody here pretty nice, down to earth. And y'all, I'm from Memphis. I like that barbecue. And y'all got some good barbecue. I was here last time. Bellator was in St. Louis. I don't know if that's the last time you guys were here. Yeah, I was here. I ate some barbecue, and another thing y'all don't know about me, I got my own comic book, and the people that does it, they they from here, from St. Louis, Lion Forge. They do my comic book out here, so I come out here to hang out with those guys. But Scott Coker, I'm on my Twitch right now, and these guys, I'm typing to them, and they said that I won a tournament. I beat King Mo in the finals. Was that a tournament when I fought? And they want me to go for the 205 belt. I told them, man, I'm fat as hell now. I'm like a heavyweight.
I'm not sure if that was a tournament or not.
Me neither. I don't think that was. They said it was a tournament.
It wasn't a tournament.
It wasn't a tournament.
No,
it was.
Was.
He's saying, yeah.
It was. Okay.
That I won a tournament.
That was before I got here.
Oh, that was before Scott got here. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, they saying yes, it was a tournament. They're here talking to me right now.
You have good knowledge.
All right, he said okay. They can hear you. They watching. Scott said kiss his ass. Twitch.
This question is for Rampage.
Where you at? Why you hiding? Right here. Okay, what's up, homie? Hey.
The people are asking who's next for you. A lot of them are asking for Tito Ortiz.
Yeah, I know. King Mo want me to fight my boy Tito. He must really don't like Tito. King Mo told me if I fight Tito, then he'll fight Ishii because I think that'd be a good fight, King Mo versus Ishii, because they both fight the same. Just saying, with all due respect. Like Tyler, get it nice. But Tito, like we were supposed to fight, and I really didn't want to fight him then, but it's my job to fight. If Tito want to fight, man, I think we'll come and put on a good show, and it'll suck to knock my friend out, but I gotta get a knockout. You know, so I gotta knock somebody out. And so if Tito get in the cage with me, I'm gonna try to knock him out. So it would suck to beat up one of my friends, but if Tito want to do it, then we can do it. But if not, I ain't gonna cry. But for some reason, King Mo want me to beat up my own friend.
For Rampage, how did you feel at the weight you fought at? What'd you weigh? It was 224 or something like that? 225?
Oh, you talking about how much I weighed on the weigh-in day or how much I weighed tonight?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what you weighed in, but how did you feel carrying that weight in the cage?
This was the heaviest I ever fought at. I felt great, man. If I ruled the world, I would make a catch heavyweight class, like maybe like 225, 230, and I would fight there. If I ruled the MMA world, but so I like 205. And I like fighting the heavyweight. It was a good little test for me to see. But man, like look at guys like Matron and that guy he fought. I can't pronounce his name. Man, those guys they big and I know they hit hard. So, I'm thinking if I want to stay at heavyweight or go down to 205. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go home to Memphis on Sunday. I'm gonna stay there till Thursday. Then Monday I'm gonna get back in the gym and look at Tiki ugly ass. And start back training because what you guys don't know about me. Not only did I not fight for a year, but I didn't train for a year. All I did was play video games, man. I was so depressed. I'm not gonna lie, I was so depressed, man. I was just sitting at home playing video games and drinking beer. That's all I did for a whole year. And you can't be a professional athlete doing stuff like that. So I'm finna change my life and get back in the gym all the time. Cause my teammates are in England, so now I'm a lone wolf. I'm be training in Huntington Beach with Tiki, and I'm be back in there all the time. So maybe I might be able to make 205 next time.
Well, if not, I mean, you're saying you want a new weight class, Scott. Would you be open to having?
Let's do a new weight class, man. I be the first champion. I can make history. The first champion. Cause look, it's some 205ers. There's some guys that really don't want to cut weight to get to 205, and they make small heavyweights. We should have like a little, what do you call it? What cruiser heavyweight? Right. Cruiser heavyweight. We've been thinking about it, Scott.
We call it the Rampage division.
Man, you get a lot of exciting fights at that weight class.
You gonna try to recruit like King Mo and some other guys? Say, hey, it's better up here. You don't have to.
Yeah, I recruit King Mo because y'all know I'm kind of upset about how that fight went. I wanted to knock him out. It was a close fight, and some people trying to say that I lost. And you know what I'm saying? I think the only people that say I lost it, all those guys follow King Mo. Those are the only people that say I lost that fight. But I think I do owe him one. I don't owe Ishii though. I don't want to fight Ishii no more. I don't want to fight him no more. Because what I'm saying, he did have that Mexican judo, what I'm saying. You don't know I'm gonna run, what I'm saying? So I kind of felt kind of bad, but I want to excite you guys, man. I want to come and put on good fights and finish people. And Scott knows why I want finishes. You know what I'm saying? I want to finish people for you guys. If Scott, if he got the power, if he can make that new weight class, I turn it out. Then I can have some abs. You know what I'm saying? I can do it.
Thank you, Scott. What's the lightweight title picture looking like now? Chandler has the belt. Any up and comers you have in mind? Anything you've given thought to since he's won the strap tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna let him enjoy the championship belt. It was an amazing knockout. It's probably one of the cleanest knockouts I've seen in a long time. And we'll go back to the drawing board with all the guys in San Jose and we'll put something together. But before the end of the year, we'll have a title fight for him. So that's kind of what the time frame is, and who that will be, we're not sure. But there's a couple guys in the mix, and we'll see how it works out.
Thank you. And for Matt, when you spoke to Jimmy Smith after you won, over here. When you spoke to Jimmy Smith after you won, you said you kind of didn't remember what had happened after you got your bell rung and you got dropped. Has anything come back to you? Do you remember anything now?
Yeah, I remember the entire fight now. I mean, it's just like there's times when I've had 3 or 4, maybe 5 fights where I haven't even gotten touched, and I still don't remember what was going on just because like the adrenaline of the moment, like you're not thinking clearly, you're thinking like an animal, like a killer. So you're not in the mindset to remember details or minutia. I understand getting dropped isn't minutia, but it's just a moment in a fight. That's all it is. It's a 2-second moment in however long this fight was. So it's not that I was concussed or that I didn't have something else going on. It's just that something happened, but my mind's already moved on to it. I'm already starting to think about working my way out of it, thinking about getting out of this rear naked, turning into it. How do I get better? Get out of this lockdown and try to put me in whatever else. So I've already kind of progressed, and it was literally like a blip on a radar screen. That's all it is. So I think anybody talking to me could understand that I'm not concussed.
And escaping that, surviving and getting through that, is it anything what can you attribute it to? Is it just instinct and survival skills? Is it something you have gone over, scramble when you're hurt before? Like what do you attribute the fact that you held on there when most guys probably would have been finished soon after?
So when I fought in my other promotion, I got caught in a choke in a darts, and the referee was standing over me. He asked me if I was okay, and I gave a thumbs up, and I passed out. This is kind of that same thing, and the reason why I did, and you don't give up, like you fight something off or whatever else, is first of all, I'm an asshole, and I'm not going to quit. And the second part is that I have children at home, and how am I going to quit in something where I put food on their table, and then I go home and they can look at me and be like, well, my dad quit on this, or my dad didn't do this or didn't do that. And I couldn't live with myself like that. I'm a proud man. I'm a proud parent, and I want to be a good role model for them. So in any kind of situation that I'm in, I'm going to fight my ass off to get out of it. And that's all there is to it. So I get dropped. Cool. Good for you. You dropped me. Well, come do your job. Come finish me off. Dropping isn't the answer. Finishing is the answer. So my kids are going to see that and be like, hey, my dad's got stones, and it's going to teach them about life. It's going to teach them, fighting's a microcosm, man. That's all it is. It's just something you're going to do. And it's going to show people who care about you, show people that watch you, show yourself what you're really of. And my kids are going to see that, and it's going to rub off on them, hopefully.
Thank you. And for Hisaki, the end of the second round, before you got the finish, I mean, Joe was pouring it on you. He hit you with some big knees. I mean, you managed to survive there. The spinning back fist, did you see an opening, or was it kind of like you were in trouble and you just had to try something and it ended up working?
It's a movement I've been training during the training. It was the spinning back fist or spinning back kick, actually, because he's been knocked out before the same way, being too confident when he tried to finish an opponent. So I knew it could happen. Of course, I was not sure it's gonna be a clean hit, but I knew it could happen. And I was protecting myself, and I felt he was pacing down, so I was quite waiting. He touched me once to the forehead, but the other knees, I could manage to block them, so I was not that afraid. And at the end, I tried the back blow, and I had success.
It speaks to your confidence that you were able to jump into the kickboxing ring for the first time for this rematch. You beat Joe. Is this a one-off for you, or are you interested in fighting more kickboxing bouts?
It's really different. It's really hard. I've been training kickboxing only for 2 months for this fight. It was really short. I accepted because it was a good challenge, and I like challenge. But I'm more comfortable with MMA.
Thank you. And for Raymond, when we spoke, you said, I teased you about the short fights, and you said, listen, I train hard, I train really hard, hoping the fight's easy. Another easy one, a little longer, but spinning back kick again, that seems to be kind of your go-to now. We used to see kind of the crazy kicks, not that you're not still high-flying, but you seem to have this down pat, that spinning back kick to the liver twice in a row now.
Yeah, well, I did try to my best to make the fight a little bit longer, but I think with the big gloves, everybody feels it's it puts up a really great shield and stuff. But whenever somebody has a guard up, it's kind of like Swiss cheese. There's always a hole. If you find the hole, all you have to do is poke it, and there's always a hole in someone's guard. And that happens to be a hole that a lot of times people leave because they're trying to check legs and keep their hands up high. So I just poke there every time, and it just seems to work. So, you know, I'm going to keep using it until somebody stops it.
And you had George St. Pierre in your corner. Tell us about your relationship with George.
That's awesome. George is, I mean, he's an awesome athlete. He's an awesome person. I had an opportunity to go up to TriStar, train with Rory McDonald, train with Faraz, and train with GSP. He was actually my main sparring partner for this entire camp. So I probably had the most sparring that I've ever had. So I come into this fight feeling really comfortable and confident, having a world champion and world-class athlete that you get to spar with day in and day out, a couple times a day. I mean, I came in on such a different high this time, so it was an awesome experience, as well as working home with my classic fight team and a spot of boxing as well. So,
Congrats. Thank you.
thank you.
All right, one more final question. I'm sure everybody's ready to go home, go to bed. I know I am. This is for Carrie Melendez. Carrie, I just wanted to ask you real quick. I don't know if you got a chance to see the two ladies fight earlier, Gloria and Denise, but they put on a hell of a fight. It makes me think, you know, you still early in your professional career in kickboxing. I don't know if that gets you nice and excited for what, you know, may come with your Bellator kickboxing experience and some of the things that you're interested in doing. I don't know how excited you are for that particular experience.
I'm bummed out that I didn't get to see that fight. I really wanted to watch it, but I was meditating in the back and on my way to the arena. But I'd like to watch it, and definitely those two girls interest me. And you know, I know Denise has a lot of fights on her belt, but I think the other girl that won has a little bit less fights. So, you know, I want to watch the tape, and that definitely gets me excited. I think there's a big talent in the kickboxing realm, but I also want to make my MMA debut.
All right, thank you guys. At this time, we're going to have the fighters and Scott and John get together for a group photo, and we'll say goodnight.